Okay, hi, Ajaz Ahmed. I'm involved in a number of businesses. The business that I've set up this year is Legal 365, and that's to take advantage of the deregulation of the legal market. And the legal market is worth £23 billion in this country, and it's an enormous market. It's going to be deregulated, and it's no longer going to be just the lawyers that control that. And we hope to take advantage of that, and that's going to be an enormous thing in 2012. So Legal 365 is going to take a slice of that. I've also just agreed to join the board of a new company, which is part of a Leeds company, a company called Noddle, which is offering free for life an ability to check your credit history, which is a competitor to Experian. And I also sit on the board of Yorkshire Forward, which is our regional development agency, which unfortunately is closing down, which will be closed down in March. I also sit on the advisory board of the business school at the University of Huddersfield as well. I don't think there's been any common issue. I think if you look at what businesses, the biggest common challenge that any business faces is money. Whether it's raising money from a bank, an angel investor, a private investor, whatever it is, it's always about money. People are never short of ideas, but it's always about raising money. People have always got ideas, and it's always is going to be about raising money. The times of being able to raise money easily have gone, unfortunately, and the biggest challenge is going to be about raising money, and that, unfortunately, is the new reality, and that's something that people are going to have to get used to. It's going to have to be the going challenge. It's going to be the challenge going forward, and that's something that people are going to have to figure out how they're going to have to get over that challenge. And it's going to become harder, and they're going to have to find more creative ways of raising that money, and they're going to find more convincing ways of getting their arguments across, so that people will then part with that money. Well, I mean, the first thing is everyone thinks they've got a great idea. And I'm reminded of the X Factor. The X Factor I love. I think it's one of my favourite shows. And simply because at the beginning of the X Factor, at the audition stage, you have all these people who think they can sing. And the reality is, most of them can't sing. And Simon Cowell sits there, and everyone at home sits there, and they can see that they can't sing, and he tells them that they can't sing. So the first thing is that you need to find someone who can give you a reality check and tell you whether you've got a good idea or not. So that's the first thing you need to do. So once you've got that, then you need to then find someone. I think that helps an awful lot. Once you've found someone who can give you that reality check, and you've proven that you've actually got a great idea, then that helps you on your way enormously. And then once you've got that, it makes it much easier and to actually find someone who can believe in that idea, because all too often people try and raise money and they haven't got a good idea. Surprisingly, it doesn't take long to actually understand whether an idea is actually any good or not. It normally only takes a few minutes to actually know whether the idea is any good or not. You look at the idea, you ask a few simple questions like what the idea is, who the target audience is, that sort of thing. And it doesn't take long to figure out whether the idea is any good or not. And it surprises me sometimes that these people haven't taken the time or effort to seek out the advice of people, and that's all they need to do. And as I said, I'll take you back to the previous question about the X Factor, and people mustn't get offended when somebody points out that it's not a good idea, because on the X Factor you look at all these people who are gutted when somebody like Simon Cowell tells them they can't sing, it's exactly the same in business. And you just, dust yourself off and move on. And that's the same in business as well. And sometimes people make simple, common mistakes. There's different people have different characteristics. And I think one of the characteristics you need to have is you need to understand your own limitations, and you need to surround yourself with the right people. You mustn't be afraid to hire people that are smarter than you, and I think those are the main things really. What you mustn't do is think that you know it all, which is a trait that I've seen, and that's where people think that they know everything, and that's where they go wrong as well. And I've seen that so many times. People make enemies, and they start off okay, and it starts to go downhill. The best entrepreneurs are the ones that are really quite clever. They may not have any academic skills, but they surround themselves with the right group of people who make up their own shortcomings. I mean, I haven't got any formal qualifications at all. I actually failed all my exams at school. And in the business that I'm involved with, I make sure that I've got the right people working with me, and we work together as a team, and we operate as a team, and that works very, very well. And that's what entrepreneurs need to do.